It's time! What if social networks disappeared?
I don't need social networks. I am popular everywhere.
Wow, Firstly, if social networks disappeared, influencers, as in people having millions of followers on social networks, will take a big financial hit. They will have to look for a new profession. Secondly, many people spend hours and hours hooked onto social networks. If social networks disappeared, they will suddenly have a lot of free time on their hands. Thirdly, social networks helped people get in touch with their long-lost friends. If social networks disappeared, many of friendships may be lost forever. Fourthly, instead of calling or actually visiting, people wish their friends happy birthday through social networks. If social networks disappeared, people might actually visit birthday parties. Lastly, if social networks disappeared, it might encourage people to actually go out and meet old friends or make new ones. What if internet stopped working?
Then I will spread my net everywhere.
What? Oh, Currently, almost 60% of the human population, as in around 4.5 billion people, actively use internet. Now, if internet stopped working, firstly, no notifications, status updates, or emails. Many people will suddenly have a lot of free time on their hands. Secondly, a research suggests that productivity might increase for a short duration of time as people, instead of wasting time on internet, will actually finish their work off. Thirdly, as social communication is a very important part of the internet, without it, some amount of isolation or anxiety might creep in. Fourthly, businesses built with internet as their backbone will have to shut their shops. World economy will take a severe hit. On the flip side, people might start interacting more with each other. What if there was no Google?
No problem. Super smart will answer all your questions.
Firstly, without Google, searching might not be as popular as it is today. People might talk more as they will ask each other a lot of questions. Also, people might get brighter as they will start remembering more as compared to relying completely on Google. Secondly, if there were no Google Maps, we still might be using paper-based maps. Thirdly, if there was no Gmail, Outlook and Yahoo Mail might still be popular. Fourthly, if there was no Android, Apple would definitely be more happy. Also, Nokia would be glad as feature phones would still be popular. Lastly, if there was no Google Docs, then it will be great news for Microsoft Office. Note that, in Google's absence, some other company would have grabbed the opportunity and become as popular and dominant as Google is now. What if our nails disappeared?
Oh no, my nails are so beautiful. What will I do without them?
Firstly, pedicures and manicures have turned into a big industry. If our nails disappeared, customers will definitely save money, but salons will be in a spot of bother. Secondly, if our nails disappeared, nail polish industry will have to close down. Husbands might get happy, but wives will surely get angry. Thirdly, if our nails disappeared, people with onychophagia, as in compulsive nail-biting habit, might get mightily disappointed. Fourthly, if our nails disappeared, demand for artificial nails will skyrocket. Fifthly, if our nails disappeared, we will need to apply protective covering to the skin which was under our nails. Lastly, if our nails disappeared, our pet dogs as well as pet cats will tease us daily by showing us their nails or claws. What if clocks and watches disappeared?
No problem. I am always on time.
Firstly, if clocks and watches disappeared, people may revert back to the good old days of predicting time based on sun's position. Secondly, if clocks and watches disappeared, meetings and functions may not start on time. There will be chaos everywhere. Thirdly, some people like to meticulously plan as well as follow their daily schedule. If clocks and watches disappeared, they will be mightily disappointed. Fourthly, millions of people are employed in the designing, manufacturing, as well as sales of clocks and watches. If clocks and watches disappeared, lots of jobs will be lost. Lastly, if clocks and watches disappeared, latecomers will be the happiest of the lot. On the flip side, some people are under constant stress of completing their work before deadline. If clocks and watches disappeared, they may heave a sigh of relief. What if flowers disappeared?
I don't need flowers. I smell so good.
Oh, Firstly, if flowers disappeared, on Rose Day, people might start giving each other apples instead of roses. Secondly, fragrance of a flower is an extremely critical component of a perfume. If flowers disappeared, perfume industry will be in for a complete shock. Thirdly, flowers are used for decorative purposes during marriages and functions. If flowers disappeared, decorations would feel incomplete without them. Fourthly, if flowers disappeared, people will miss flowers so much that sale of artificial flowers will skyrocket. Fifthly, all fruits develop from flowers. If flowers disappeared, even fruits will disappear. There will be a severe food crisis all around the world. Lastly, flowers are an extremely important source of nectar. If flowers disappeared, bees as well as humans who love honey will be mightily disappointed. What if salt disappeared?
No problem. I can make everything tasty with a snap of my finger.
Oh, Firstly, if salt disappeared, oceans would suddenly turn into fresh water sources. Suddenly, there will be excess water available worldwide for drinking, bathing, etc. Secondly, salt is crucial to human health as it is the main source of sodium as well as chlorine ions in human diet. If salt disappeared, there will be severe health consequences. Thirdly, since ages, salt has been used as a cheap as well as an effective food preservative. If salt disappeared, people may have to use expensive alternatives for food preservation. Fourthly, salt makes everything taste better. If salt disappeared, our favorite foods may not taste that good anymore. Lastly, salt is critical in the manufacturing of plastics, polyvinyl chloride, paper pulp, etc. If salt disappeared, chemical industry will be in for a complete shock. What if gold disappeared?
No problem. I will give diamonds to everyone.
Wow, Firstly, countries around the world have trillions of dollars of gold reserves. If gold disappeared, the world will suddenly become very poor. Secondly, if gold disappeared, prices of diamonds, silver, titanium, as well as other precious metals will suddenly touch the sky. Thirdly, if gold disappeared, jewelers all around the world may have to shut their shops. Fourthly, many people invest a lot of their personal savings in gold jewelry or gold coins. If gold disappeared, people might lose a huge portion of their personal fortune. Fifthly, if gold disappeared, gold mining companies will have to start looking for other precious metals. Sixthly, if gold disappeared, overall spending on jewelry will reduce. Husbands might be a little relieved while wives might get extremely upset. Lastly, if gold disappeared, demand for artificial jewelry will shoot up. What if gyms disappeared?
Oh no! I exercise every day. What will I do?
Oh, Firstly, if gyms disappeared, bodybuilding shows like Mr. Olympia may have to shut down. Secondly, if gyms disappeared, gym trainers as well as gym owners will have to look for other opportunities. Thirdly, some people have a passion for exercising as well as bodybuilding. If gyms disappeared, these people will be mightily disappointed. Lastly, gyms many a times turn out to be a common meetup place for fitness enthusiasts. If gyms disappeared, little loneliness might set in. On the flip side, firstly, if gyms disappeared, many people might start exercising out in the open or take up a sport, thus taking in more fresh and healthy air. Secondly, many people buy gym memberships but never show up after a day or two. If gyms disappeared, that money may be put to better use.